Hello everyone. So in this video we will be talking about an AI code editor which is the Cursor. So let's start quickly. So first of all, to use it we have to download it. So you can click on all downloads here, and basis your OS, whether you are using Mac OS or Linux or Windows, you can download. Since I'm using Linux, I'm just clicking here, which is the default for Linux. So it's now downloaded. In the meantime it's getting downloaded, let's talk a bit about the pricing, what all plans it offers. Okay, so there are three plans it offers. uh, First is the hobby, which is free basically. So if you want to try it out, you can start using their free plans. It has 2 weeks duration, so you can use the free plan for 2 weeks. It provides you 200 completions, which is the auto completions, and you have got 50 requests for the LLMs. Okay, now moving to next plan. So if you are an individual and you want to use it for a month or two or longer even, so you can use this plan, Pro plan, which is $20 per month. So you get unlimited completions here, basically unlimited auto completions. You get 500 requests to the models like Gemini, OpenAI or others. Then if those 500 requests get exhausted, you can call those model, but your request can be throttled. Then it becomes a slow request. So other users which have the 500 quota available, they will get the priority over your request. Okay, and there is a max mode available. We'll talk about max mode a bit later. Okay, then we have this business plan. This is the plan companies will be using. So if you are working in a company and you are an employee, so likely you will be using this plan only. So what this plans offers, so whatever you got in this Pro plan, you got this. Apart from this, you one of the major concerns for companies are the privacy mode. That is, the code that you are writing should not be shared to public. Now it's their property, it's confidential, so it has to remain confidential. It should not be used by Cursor. This is the, if you are enabling privacy mode, Cursor guarantees you your code will not be used for training the models or for any other purpose. So if the privacy mode is enabled, Cursor documentation says your code will not be stored on their servers in decrypted form, and they are SOC 2 compliant, so you can trust them, right? Apart from that, you get the admin dashboard. So if I'm at admin, I can see how my team is using, how much benefit they are getting, which language they are using, and many more details. Okay, so now it's downloaded. So first we need to chmode it to execute it. So I'll just chmode it, and then I can simply run it. Okay, so now it's starting. So I have already logged in here, so you can simply click on login. It will take your website. You can log in there, and it will automatically do a login on your ID. It's straightforward. Okay, and then it asks you to open a folder. You can open any folder. Either if you don't have any code written, you can open a blank folder, which I have already done. If you have a code available in some folder, you can open that folder also. Okay, so now to start it, basically now you have the capability to chat with your code, right? So to open the chat window, you have to press Ctrl L. Okay, now before starting, I'll just show you two things. One is this agent. Okay, so there are two options. One is agent, one is ask. So ask is the basic option through which you can query anything from LLM. So it's like a normal chatting that you must be doing via ChatGPT, right? You write a query, bot will give you answers, right? But let's say you want to generate a code and you want to change your files automatically, you want to create your files automatically. That means you want LLMs to do the jobs for you, not only writing the code, but also make the changes in your files and create files. So hence the agent mode, right? So let's build a calculator for me in PHP. So using agent mode, I have assigned this the task to create a calculator for me. Now it's writing code. So as you can see, earlier this file was not there. It created a file. I just have to accept the changes, and all my changes are there. Okay, so that's how you use the Cursor. You do Control L, you chat, you give the prompts. Okay, Now let's say I don't like this UI and I want to chat, I want to talk to LLMs for this specific code. So what I need to do, I just need to select it. It gives you add to chat, or simple you press Control K. Now you are talking with this specific code. So I want to let's beautify this a bit more. So I want LLM to change it. Okay, so it beautifies it, and I just have to press accept changes, and my changes are done. So from the big file, if you want to focus on 4 lines and chat accordingly, so you can just select those, press Control K, and now you are talking to LLMs about those 4 lines, keeping context in mind. So it does not lose the context of everything, but still focuses on those that specific piece of code. Okay. Now to run those code, you normally need a terminal. Okay. So you don't have to open a separate window for terminal. You can do it by cursor only. You click here and open new terminal. Okay. Now if you know the commands, if you know every command, you can write it. But still, if you don't know some commands, or you need to write some complex shell command, you can now chat with your terminal also, right? Again, similar, Control K. I can simply say how to run this. Now it gives me the command, and I simply press the enter, and now it's open a server on my system at 8000 port, and it's done. Okay, I'm just control. Okay, so now we have closed the terminal. So you can chat with your complete code base with Control L. You can chat with the specific lines of code with Control K, and chat with the terminal with Control K. One of the major difference or benefit you are getting using this over ChatGPT, which is a web-based interface or their app, is just first you have a complete code base here. So let's say you have a code base of 50 files or 100 files, and you want to fix a bug in all those files. So you can simply say fix this bug in all files, and it will do it automatically for you. You just have to accept the changes. It can even find the bugs for in all those files, which is a very tricky. You can't do it with ChatGPT, right? Another is your privacy mode. ChatGPT must be using your code for training purpose, but here with privacy mode in the business plans, even the free plans, there is options to enforce privacy mode. We'll see it in settings later. So within privacy mode, now you are sure your code is safe, your intellectual property is safe. Okay, so before moving ahead, I just want to show you some settings. I click on settings here. So as I mentioned, I am on the pro trial, which is a free trial for 2 weeks. Here you see the privacy mode. So for me, I have enabled it. You can disable or enable it. Okay, but in the business plans, it's disabled. It's enabled by default, and you cannot change it. So this field is disabled, and it's fixed to the enabled. Okay. Another option is this models, and there are a lot of settings you can see, but one important feature I want to show you is the models. So there's a list of model available. You can enable or disable few models. You can also add API key. So let's say you have an open AI API key and don't want to buy cursor when you have exhausted cursor credits, and you have the API key with credits. So you can plug your API key here, and it will start using the credits from those API keys instead of cursor. Okay. So that's it. And one more thing, we talked about agent here. Another option is auto here, right? So this is the model selection. So right now it's auto, meaning cursor will select the model on its own, right? But let's say you want to use Gemini only, or GPT's models only, or you have some specification in which you want to use A model. In some cases you want to use B model. So you can choose the model, okay, and accordingly use those. Okay. So before wrapping up, I want to show you one more thing. Just give me a minute to open the documentation. Yes, so over to this section. So there are two modes to use cursor. One is the normal mode, one is the max mode that we see in the pricing, that pro plans and business plan offers max mode also. So in general, even cursor recommends for most of the users, normal mode is sufficient. But if you want very high reasoning, you have very complex problem, you want reasoning over it, or you have very large context length which you want to pass to models, then you should use max mode. So the rule of thumb is start using normal mode, and if you are not able to solve your problems in normal mode, then you can switch to max mode. Okay. And Okay, so just want to show you the, yeah, even if FAQs, they show when should I use max mode and when should I not use max mode. So max mode works particularly well for the hardest problems when you need a model to think and reason. That's what we discuss. When you want your model to think and reason, then only you should use max mode, else normal mode will work for you, right? And why don't all models have max mode? So I will show you the list of models here with respect to pricing, and you will see a lot of models don't have max mode. That's because models with a context window of 100k or less see less results, see diminished results with max mode. That's why they have not enabled it for all models. Okay. Okay, let's move to models and pricing. Okay, so we saw that we have 500 requests per month, right? So what does it mean? So these are the models with pricing. So if I am using Claude 3.5 Sonnet, I can fire 500 requests, right? So consider the 500 requests per month as a 500 credits per month. Okay, and for Cloud Sonnet, for one request, one credit will be deducted. So you have 500 requests, then you can fire 500 requests because one request is equal to one credit. But if we are using Cloud Sonnet for thinking, that is max mode, each request will be taking 2 credits. It's mentioned here, right? Then you have 500 credits, so you can fire only 250 requests. And accordingly, you can see the list. Some models are free, even so you don't, no credits are deducted if you start using those only, right? So that's it mainly for this video, and you can see there are lots of documentation around it. You can start using it. You can, you start being familiar to it, and they are improving, at a very fast rate. Okay, so that's it for this video. In the next video, I'll be talking about another AI tool, which is the Windsurf, and then we'll see how Windsurf work and how it's different from Cursor. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys.